Good morning. What is up, everybody? We're rocking. We're rolling. A lot of love for the beach theme music. So shout out to Rock and a Roll who made that for us. A deep threat. I hope this isn't the best part of the show. Come on, guys. Come on. We're pretending we're all on vacation today. All right. We get a lot of love in the chat early. I think Nerdbird brings up a good question. Good question. Do us early birds get a cool name for following Mike this early? Morning marketplace fanatics, the morning MFers. I like that. The morning MFers. Someone and Billy bringing it to us real. The muted marketplace MFers. Yeah, hipster Mike. Listen, a little behind the scenes. Mike showered before bed last night, and my hair's getting long, and shit's getting weird back there. And I know 80% of our audience comes here for the good looks. And if the hair's out of control, everyone's going to leave. You know what I'm saying? All right, dudes. I'm excited. I'm excited because I don't know who watched basketball last night. We had some fun stuff. The Clippers lost to the Magic. I don't know how you lose to the Orlando Magic right now. How do you lose? The Orlando Magic, their starting five is like your local high school. They've got nobody left. They had nobody left on that team, and they lost to the Clippers. So, gosh. Listen, we're getting some nice poster love. Thanks, Dre. It's Arturo Torres at Arturo Draws. Check out that stuff. It's so good. So let's fifth game in 7 days for the Clippers. Okay. But it's the fifth game in 7 days for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's the fifth day for everybody. I know they were missing 3 guys, but the Magic are missing an entire team. They traded away everybody. They don't have anybody. Anyways. All right, let's we've been going over challenges a bunch, right? So we'll continue to do that. Oh, I will disrespect Mo Bamba. Before we get into some of the stuff that stood out last night, though, besides the Clippers sucking, do me a favor. Listen, you know the rules, right? We try to keep a 50% like ratio on the stream, right? Because more likes means more people coming in. So right now, we're not at 50%. So can you do me a favor if you're watching on YouTube in a very easy manner? Just like click the like. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Hit the notification bell. You can follow us on Twitter. It's in our show notes. You can follow us at Top Shot Takes. You can also join our Discord. All that fun stuff, right? All right. Hey, listen. The Nuggets. Nuggets are a real deal right now. We need to start talking about Denver a little bit more and some fun stuff. Mike, did you end up being traded? Serious shooting seals. Some fun stuff happened last night with the Nuggets. So let's you guys are probably done looking at me full screen, right? So let's get to the Top Shot screen. I also do want to talk about this a little bit. Amfex says, good morning, Mike 69420. I'm sorry. How many of you all got that Kevin Durant Seeing Stars and are participating in this? You'll see a bunch of the KDs are listed at 69420, which, it's funny because it's 69 and it's 420, and that gets a laugh every time. Where's it at? So the lowest ask is 645, but if we, so many are listed at let's see, here we go. I hope I don't accidentally purchase one of these bad boys. So we get a lot in this range, but let's look at the highest ask, huh? Boom. Okay, so some 250, but then all of a sudden, I'm looking some people getting involved. 69421, 694, but a lot of 69420. A lot of 69420. So that's interesting, right? I mean, that's fun, right? LOL, it's fun. It is funny though. Like Dunbar has talked about this quite a bit, like how as a community we actually set the market, and I think sometimes we forget that, right? That it's it's us collectively. I know there's some influential people behind it right now pumping it, but which I think is cool. But it is just a reminder how like we are responsible for the prices collectively as a group. So it is kind of funny. It's funny. All right. I want to pull up the on the moment site real quick here. Which shout out to OTM NFT, right? On the moment, they do a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of great information in this same place. And I know we referenced Greg Murray yesterday, right? Being like, oh, he's not doing the challenge updates. And then he had a tweet identifying why he's not doing the challenge updates anymore, because this content is out there now. Space Mantis, yeah. Memes can definitely drive the market. That's true. It is true. Look at Taco Fall. But this was kind of fun to look at. So the moments that are moving up right now, or the highest movement, right? Rui Hashimura. And what's cool about this, right? We've been looking at this. Well, how long have we been doing the marketplace, the morning marketplace? Like 4 weeks now, maybe. And we'd been like tracking, like if a player has a good moment the night before, how does that kind of impact his value the next day or the next few days in the marketplace? And for the most part, we weren't seeing a ton of change. And I was surprised by that. I thought there was going to be a lot of recency bias, right? Someone goes out and puts 40 points up. You know, people are going to see that. They see the highlights, they see SportsCenter, and then they, you know, go scoop some moments. But we hadn't been seeing that. So what was kind of fun is being able to like, oh, we might be able to buy low on some of these dudes because we're not seeing that kind of movement. But now, as you can see for the, actually, let me blow this up a little bit. Hold on. Just so you can see it a little bit more clearly. We'll go to 125. That's a little bit better. Okay. So, the moment. So Rui Hashimura now 2 games in a row, right? Where he is, he's cooking. Rui's cooking. And I mean, I think a lot of that, oh, that is true. Is he also in top 5 in losses? That's pretty funny. But it's his rising star and the challenge just ended. So if we keep that in mind. Good point, Space Mantis. Joe. But Rui's had 2 good games in a row, right? I forget his actual stat line from yesterday, and my phone's right here. And Rui, you know, what we do have to keep in consideration is that Bradley Beal's been out, right? And so like when we talk about Russell Westbrook as well in that same vein, you know, like some of those stats are inflated a little bit because so much of the usage is gone with Bradley Beal. But Hashimura, 30 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists last night, and Russ put up a 22, 15, and 14. Just a casual triple-double from Russ. But yeah, I think something to just keep in mind, right? That I think if Rui continues to sustain this type of usage, and maybe he's figuring it out a little bit, maybe he's like figuring it out in this role, because he should, right? He should have an easier time having dudes like Beal and Russ on the floor, even though his usage is down. So anyways, Rui. Embiid, I think this is interesting that his series 1 is shooting up a bunch. But Michael Porter Jr. was the other guy I wanted to talk about, because Michael Porter Jr. seems like somebody who is really coming into his own right now. And there was some concern, right? Aaron Gordon comes over. Is that going to affect Michael Porter Jr.? I don't think so. I just think you're just upgrading Paul Millsap. That's what you're doing right now. So Porter Jr. last night, what did he do? What did my man Porter MPJ do last night? 27, 12, and 4. And then when you look, and we've talked about Michael Porter Jr. quite a bit, right? So, I mean, his rising stars still doesn't make sense to me, which is stupid, but whatever. Where's his series 1 dunk? Series 1 dunk right around right over 1,000, right? So, I mean, it's still up there for 1530, but then his other series 1 is 404. You can get his rookie debut for 8,000. So, I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is starting to get there, but when you just compare him to some of the other dudes, I don't know. It just feels like Michael Porter Jr. might be going into superstar mode. And I mean, he's never going to be like the number 1 option when you have a guy like Jokic on there. But I just think, and I know we've talked about him so much, but Michael Porter Jr. has like the offensive talent to just be like an elite scorer in the league. And he's always going to get rebounds because of his size. And sure, he sucks on defense, but, you know, nobody pays attention to defense anymore anyway. So not that they shouldn't be, but all right. I saw a good question from Aaron. Love to hear your thoughts. Wouldn't it be a nice change of pace if base packs had a slim chance of containing rare legendary moments? Dustin's spoken about this before on a previous stream. I don't think you can do that. I don't know if you have to have the same chance. There's a reason why, I think. But I do like the whole Willy Wonka effect, right? Yeah. Let's look at Russ real quick too. So I wonder if this was 3 years ago, 4 years, whenever he won that MVP, right, for doing all those triple doubles, maybe we go the other way on it and Russ starts having an impact. I think because we've seen this so much, right? Because we've seen Russ do this. And I mean, the Wizards, sure, they're winning a couple games, but actually they lost last night, right? They lost last night. So I think we're just used to Russ putting up these numbers and actually not. It's not going to impact the team. You know what I mean? I mean, it's impacting night to night. It's impacting the team, but it's not like the Wizards are going to go on a run right now. So yeah, here we go. Deep Threat already got to it. Thank you, Deep Threat, for answering that question. All right, let's take a look at some of the challenge stuff, and then we'll look at some of the other moments from last night as well. Yeah, you got a golden ticket right here. You're absolutely right, Ryan. All right, let's look at the challenges. And, you know, again, shout out Own the Moment for putting this together, because this like saved a half hour of entering numbers into the spreadsheet. Also, we got to do a like stream. All right, listen, everybody, if you're new, we got to like that. We got to like that stream. We got to stay at 50%, baby. We got to stay at 50%. And we're not there yet. All right, let's take a look at Seeing Stars, right? These are the expired ones, right? No, I'm sorry. Let's look at some active ones. Mike Conley. This one's actually gone down a little bit, but at 319 to complete it. You see we've got the lowest ask for Towns is 74, Bam 65, Oladipo 62, 59, 59. So I mean, you can see it says it's gone up a little under 1%, but from when we looked at it yesterday in the morning. But again, it's funny that this one's holding strong, that this price is holding strong. I just don't get it. How'd you get into OTM? Like the actual website? Or I just follow them on Twitter. They and their YouTube stuff. They got good stuff. And then someone told me yesterday, they were like, hey, did you know they have a site now? So you don't have to input that stuff into spreadsheets? I was like, hell yeah. But how many of you guys in the chat right now have completed the Mike Conley? I am curious. I think it's, again, we talked about this before, right? Where it's nice that there's a challenge that's a little bit more accessible, where you don't have to spend $12,000 to get a moment. But like, if you're thinking, oh, this Mike Conley retirement money, baby. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it is nice to get a reward, right? And for 319, that's a little bit more reasonable. All right, Cool Cats 3. Cool Cats 3, you know, I thought this was going to dip a little bit, and it's still kind of staying pat when the entire market was just like taking a little poo-poo. Yeah, site is not officially launched yet. Good point, Ken. But if you guys, if you follow their Twitter, you can do a little crossword to figure it out, or you can actually see it in my thing right now. So it, you know, at the height, right? RJ Barrett was like 125, Shea was 125. But what's been funny is the Dragic and Sabonis floor has been lifted, because I had seen them in the low 70s, and that's been lifted. But the ceiling of RJ and Shea and even Porzingis has come down a little bit. And then those base moments of Dort and Boucher, Capella, Nurk, and Podol, those have all come down as well. Although I will say Dort and Boucher have gone up a buck or two since yesterday, because when we looked at those last, right, those are $12. So how many of you guys are going after the Cool Cats still? Or I'd be curious too, like if you have been like if you were going after Cool Cats, say you went after Cool Cats 1 or Cool Cats 2, or did you dip out now? Are you like done with it? I'd be curious how many people like were in it. Also, a challenge completion knocked out just in case it's a requirement down the line. What do you mean, Amfex? What do you mean by that? Already got in the Cool Cats 3. Yeah, I'm still going after it too, right? I went after I did 1 and 2, so I'm still, yeah, that's where I'm at too, T-Mega. I'm still going after the Master Challenge. I really, you know, I was so high on that challenge at first, and maybe it's because of I had completed the first one. I got excited about a LaMelo. I didn't have the base moment, and the price was skyrocketing, and I was like, all right, like this is how I'm going to get it. Now I'm wondering now, like, what this does to the LaMelo value, because of a few things, right? The length of this challenge has been going on for a while. And I think because of what happened with Cool Cats 2, some people are like, man, what a bummer. What a bummer. So I'm really interested to see when this is completed, what this means. Also, there's been a lot of rumors around if you complete the 4 main challenges organically, like if you get the reward yourself and didn't buy it, then like the last few moments are just kind of given to you. So I'm very interested to see like what this continues to look like. Anfex says, I'm not sure, Mike. It's 6 a.m. here, West Coast time, disregard. But I think people are saying for a legendary drop, challenge completion might be a requirement. Interesting. Huh. That's cool. That's cool. Ryan, have you watched Last Chance U basketball? Yes, I have. I've got a couple episodes left, but I'm very in on this and would be happy to do an entire other episode on it and just talk about Last Chance. Give me Joe Hampton. I want a Joe Hampton moment because he's a hooper. Cool cat rumor. Yeah. Oh, the rumor has been debunked. Thank you, Ken. All right. Good to know. Good to know. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what the LaMelo cool cat moment will look like. Not the physical moment, but the price wise. I'm very interested to see what that's going to look like because I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go now. All right, let's take a look at, you know what I wanted to do too, I want to move to the Rising Stars Challenge. Also, the link is otmnft.com. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble for sharing that without you guys figuring out the crossword, but I imagine they want people to be there. LaMelo. Let's look at LaMelo. So, all right, when the Rising Stars Challenge was happening, when Rising Stars Challenge number 1 was going on, LaMelo was up around 3,500. I think it settled at. The highest was like 4,500. Then it dipped down to like 2K at one point, but still holding at 2,400. Which this is what I was so interested to see when the challenge ended. How does his rare 2021, his second moment on the site, compared to his base series moment of 4K? And right now it's holding above it. And I think this was like an interesting test moving forward, right? Because I think there's so much emphasis put on the first moment, especially of these rookies. And now we see LaMelo's second moment. And how does it compare? And now when the Cool Cats Challenge ends, I'm curious how that one compares to these two. And we know, right, that the LaMelo Cool Cat Master Challenge, the max it's going to be is like 3,400, I think. If everybody that got a Luka, got a LaMelo, it's 3,400. So, which, you know, obviously is in between the 2021 and the 4K. So I'd be curious to see like how these prices continue to move. Are you still going for the Zion? Yeah, let's get into Rising Stars. Here, let's look at active challenges. So the Rising Stars for Zion was announced. We are 8 of 9, and we've secured a Denny. But gifting has been turned off, so we're waiting. So the Zion is happening, baby. The Zion is happening. So let's go back to the challenges. Let's look at Seeing Star. We'll go in order. I don't want to be a monster and just skip around. Andre Drummond. Yeah. Dustin's letting us know that Drummond is starting today. I mean, he's got to start, right? As Gasol's washed, he's got to start. I'm way more interested in seeing what Drummond's going to do in the playoffs when they're closing. Like, you can't play that dude. He shoots like 8% from the free throw line. All right, let's I hate how Rising Stars 2 is dropping. RJ has fallen by 50 since pre-challenge announcement. Yeah, I get it, but we knew this was going to happen, right? So if you didn't complete the challenges, well, I guess RJ is interesting because that challenge is still happening, right? So that is surprising. But let's take a look at, let's do Seeing Stars first, then we'll get to Rising Stars. All right, so yeah, wow, this is down 10%. 2,100 to complete Seeing Stars. Remember, we started tracking this 3,800. I might have been over 4K actually at one point. Wow. So Luka's sub 400, and that's the most expensive piece to get a LeBron. Wow. It is interesting too, seeing like certain guys up in the last 4 hours, like Paul George has come up. I mean, imagine just the lowest ones were bought, and so it kicked up a little bit. But becoming more and more affordable. we keep getting reminded about these challenges. I think a lot of people were upset yesterday when seeing Stars 1 ended and Rising Stars 1 ended, and we see all these prices kind of tank. But it's a good reminder, like this isn't new to us. Like this shouldn't be surprising anymore, right? When the challenges begin, the prices tick up a little bit. When the challenges end, they tank. But you have to know that going into it, right? Where you have to really want that challenge reward. You have to think there's a lot of value in there, and also like be prepared that you might break even on the challenge, right? The challenge necessarily isn't a suit. It's something for collectors, right? Like if you're into collecting, it's a cool thing to have, but it's not like retirement money unless I don't know, maybe you hit, like if I hit the Rising Stars Zion #1 jersey match, like, come on, then we're talking dough. But if you're like, I'm going to complete this challenge and I'm going to buy a house, like that's not how it's going to work. And you're going to lose money on some of those moments. So if you break even, you call it a win, right? And that's why, I mean, I'm not telling you to do anything. None of this is financial advice. But when I went after the Zion, I didn't purchase them all. Like we did some rental stuff. I got the ones that I wanted to keep. That's kind of how I went after it. Anyway, so the Seeing Stars 2, now we're saying LeBron for $2,100, you're going to get a LeBron. And let's look at the LeBron moments, right? Who knows how many are going to complete this? Let's pull up LeBron's moments here. So you think, right, there's going to be less than 15,000 of them. So do we think the challenge reward is going to be more or less than the 3-pointer? Say it's right around like 800, 900. Where's his 7,500 is 925. So do we think it settles right around here? What do you guys think about what do you guys think about the LeBron price? Would be curious to see what you guys think. You guys think it is up over 10K? I mean, not 10K, 1K? You're good. You think it's up over 10K? Anfex says, this was one of the easiest ones to choose to complete. Hold LeBron, Steph, and Luke is liquid. Everything else down the line. Yeah, I get it. I'll be honest. That's how I felt about the Rising Stars too. If I had gotten a LaMelo for Rising Star, if I had like packed the LaMelo, I probably would have gone after 1. But for me, Rising Stars 2, knowing that I'm walking away with a Zion, who like I'm as high as can be on Zion, a Ja Morant. Who else is in there? I do like RJ Barrett. Like that I'm keeping those moments as well. I like those long-term holds. All right, Beamer saying 850 to 1K. Andrew Pritchard comes in with 1,500, settles around 1,200. Yeah, so yeah. And D-Threat said there should only be about 5K completions max. So yeah, we're seeing somewhere around the OTM has it projected around 1,200 for what it's worth. Yeah, so somewhere between there, right? So, which is tough, right? Because right, think about it. Like, so if you completed the challenge right now, what did we say it was? So if you scoop them all up, it's 2,100. You know those prices are going to go down after the challenge ends, and then you get a 1,200 moment back. So you just hope to break even. But I think we have to like collectively, adjust our mindsets a little bit, right? That again, we're not buying houses with challenge moments. I don't think. I would like to. Yeah, and that's cool too, right, Kyle? This is a good point. I mean, this goes back to the collector brain of it all, right? You're gonna get a LeBron. You're gonna get a LeBron, and you're gonna get it on your challenge page, and that's cool. And and Ken makes a great point because it'll be 69,420. Nice. All right, great. This is another reminder. Hey, we get a lot of people up in here, and we love to see it. But we're trying to keep 50% like stream to active concurrent viewers. So if you just got here, please do me a favor, just like this stream. And then if you want to subscribe, you can do that. But like, it's early in the morning. It's a good start to the day by liking some stuff. You can also follow us on Twitter. It's in the show notes at Top Shot Takes. You can follow me at Mike Zakarian, and then also join our Discord that's in there too. A lot of fun happening in there. There's a lot of challenge talk in the Discord. The Kicks makes a good point. #1 LeBron challenge might get you a house. That's true. Tom, I saw you put this up there in a little bit earlier. Picked up a Series 1 D Russ. I think it's a great investment because he's injured right now. So this is what I will say about this, and we're going to pull that moment up. I do love this train of thought, right? Where you're like, this is a good player who's injured and everyone's forgot about him because he hasn't played in a while. Yes, I love this train of thought. I think there's a lot of value in that. I agree. Yes. My problem is, and I think this is a good get. I'm not going to poo-poo the get, right? So where is it? Out of 1,500. So this 120, right? Yeah. My only concern is I just don't love D'Angelo Russell, but I love that it's series one. I think there's only 1,500. Yeah, I agree with all of this. I'm not going to poo-poo this at all. Good for you. I like this, Tom. I just personally, he hurts me. He hurts me. But I do. I like this grab. I like the series one grab. So yeah, I'm also huge. This is actually where I'm at, Ruben. He's a nice player, but nothing special. Like, yeah. Smeg. If I had, you know what, let's if I had 2,200, I'd do the LeBron challenge just to say I did it. There we go. That's a good point. That's a good point. Jason, I feel people are extremely undervaluing moments like LeBron 3. That's just a moment people will remember forever. Yeah, but especially LeBron. And that's something Dustin talks about quite a bit too, about how the moment, you know, collectively as like the Top Shot community, we haven't come around and figured out that like, oh, the moment itself is going to hold value. I think right now we're just gravitating towards serial numbers, scarcity, and stars. And I think that will continue to be the case, but I do think the moment itself will come into play. With the example of like that Vince Carter 3, it being his last 3, or like the fact that Dame Lillard's Series 2 35K is a game winner with fucking cars in the background, right? Like you're not going to get a lot of moments with Lexus in the background. So I think like the scarcity of those things or like the uniqueness of those moments will go a long way, which honestly is kind of why I like the Anthony Edwards Rising Star moment, because there was a lot of conversation in our Discord about this last night about how this is a run of the mill moment and that this price will dip down, and maybe this price does dip down. But I mean, this is his first like big moment in the NBA. It's an iconic dunk. He absolutely kills somebody. This is a murder. So I think like moments like this matter. Now, again, if Anthony Edwards tanks and ends up not being anything special, then sure, this is not going to be a worthwhile moment. But if Anthony Edwards continues to, you know, progress and be a star in the league, we will remember that moment. That's his like coming out party. That's the first time anyone got excited about Anthony Edwards this year. So here we go. That's my thoughts on that. Hit the number 7 Edwards. So this is why you do the challenge, right? Because you're getting an opportunity at a low serial number, right? Because you already know the complete, because how many were completed? Like, I can look at that. It's right there in front of me. So 1,040. So that, which is like such a low number. Out of all of his moments, the only one that has less is his rare metallic gold. So I like that. It makes me think the Zion's going to have closer to 2K, which bums me out a little bit, but just because it's a lot more affordable to do those. Although, I don't know, maybe people are pissed about the challenges. Who knows? Keaton, what's up, Keaton? Who knows? I really don't know. What's AD going for right now? It's probably going to be less than the AD. I mean, the reason it'd be a little bit more is because people like Jokic more. The AD's, wow, it's down to 180. Holy crap. People spend thousands of dollars on that. I would say probably around that, couple hundred maybe. All right, let's keep moving. I got sidetracked. I got excited about the questions. Let's talk let's move off seeing stars. So we talked about that 2,100. Let's move on down to All-Star Game 2. Let's see. 3,800 to complete this. It is wild to me that the only moment that I was like, I would buy was the Steph Curry moment. And I thought about that when it was at 2K. That Steph, like, if you own the LeBron no-look 3, I feel like I'm like, oh, I definitely want that Steph, right? And for Steph to be, I thought this was going to be so much more expensive. I'm not saying go complete this challenge. I'm not super high on the All-Star stuff, but wow, it's a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. A lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. So Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Let's just move off this because I'm not. Deep Threat says any long-term, short-term takes on the funding round announced yesterday. I mean, short-term, hell yeah. I think it's going to allow them to scale up a little bit faster. Publicly, it's good because it shows that there's, real people like Michael Jordan and Big Willie style and and like Kevin Durant. Oh, Kevin Durant made a ton of news yesterday, huh? My man's like, here's a couple million. Let's make some digital moments. And then he's like, Michael Rappaport, I'm gonna kill you. So what the highs and lows of Kevin Durant yesterday. But no, I mean, I think this is all good. More money is great. I hope the scaling up is good. Public, it's all good, short term and long term. I was wondering if the market was if that was gonna get more people excited, but I think until it's just easy for everyone to sign up and get in and get new users, but hopefully it just gets us to that point faster, right? All right. Anything else on the All-Star Challenge before I move off of this? Does anybody really care? Tom Silva's taking a W right here. The Donovan's up. The Donovan is up. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Keep the likes above 50%. That's what we're talking about, AntFX. And the way to own a whole segment of the day of content is to do it when no one else is doing it. So whether it means I'm doing it well, we don't know because no one else is doing it, but we'll take the W. All right. Yeah. Spencer, KD goes to 69, 420 and decides to kill a man. Oh man. Oh yeah. Give us a Clay moment. I'm 100% behind this. Give us a Clay moment. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at Rising Stars 2 because that's what my heart cares about. So 4K to complete it, man. When we started charting this was at 7K, right? This was at 7K when we started charting it. Ja Morant, the thing that's confusing me about the Ja Morant, I just feel like that should be more expensive in general. Like, I think, did we forget Ja's good? Did we forget about Ja? There's more talk about Ja Rule in the Top Shot community than Ja Morant. Shout out Club Top Shot. But yeah, 720. I was talking to Dustin and Greg about this yesterday. Like, these are just moments I'd want anyways, right? So Ja at 720 is interesting to me. Halliburton's the only one above 1K. And then you see all of these below 500. Took an L. I think I bought Tyler Hero at 500. I think I bought RJ at like 4 something. Denny is the one I'm still waiting on, which is good. I think Precious I got at 3. Nickeil Alexander. Like, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is another fun one that I'd actually just want to own. The thing I like about Nickeil Alexander-Walker is because actually after the trade deadline, Lonzo doesn't get moved. And there was a lot of speculation Lonzo was going to get moved. So then people get excited like, oh, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kira Lewis Jr., baby. And then all of a sudden the trade deadline happens. He doesn't get moved. And then there's still Lonzo's agent comes out and says like, yeah, he's probably going to New York or Chicago next year. Like, he's on his way out. So I think I'm interested in that. I'm interested both in Lonzo because I really like Lonzo as a player. But Nickeil Alexander-Walker has performed pretty well with Lonzo being out. And so is Kira Lewis Jr. Both of them have looked really, really good. So I don't know. I just like those moments. I like these moments in general. And again, what's kind of so interesting to me about all these prices dropping is we clearly value, the NBA Top Shot community clearly values young stars. When you look across the board, like the rookies are overpriced. All of these like young stars are priced up. But for some reason, like you can get Michael Porter Jr. out of 2021 for $325. Like, that's going to be outside of his Series 1. That's going to be his lowest, or maybe he has a 15K Series 2 moment, but it's going to be his lowest serial mint, and it's a rare. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get the Precious and the Denny and the Theo Maledon, but like the Halliburton, Morant, Hero, Barrett, Porter Jr., and I know there's a comment too, like there's a lot of Hero moments, so that's kind of why. I agree. There's a comment about Dan Harding. Dan, good to see you. Challenges in general are negative EV. You can buy all the moments back in the challenge reward for less right after its relief. That's proven over and over again. Very true. That is very true. The only difference, right, is that you lose the opportunity of trying to nail that low serial one, which I mean is playing the lottery. It's not like that is a good way to, like, if you're just rooting to hit the lottery, sure. Dominic, great question. How do I get Rohan to put part of that 300 million in my Dapper? Put in a complaint. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not saying do that. Greg Murray said that having a completed challenge as a requirement for a leg pack would discourage new collectors because it's already a premium price. Your thoughts? Yeah, no, I think that's right. And somebody said that was debunked earlier too, right? That's not going to be the case, which this is fun because I hadn't heard either of these at the beginning of the day. And now I learned that this was a rumor and then it was debunked. So good to know. But yeah, it would make it harder for new users. All right. Who wins 2-on-2, the Ball Bros or SGA, Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Wow. 2-on-2 is a lot of one-on-one basketball. Give me SGA. Yeah. And this is true too with all challenge, right? Haven't we learned? Wait until the last day, then decide. It'll be on clearance. Right. Because everyone's trying to move off. Good point. Good point. All right. Let's keep moving through the challenges. Another reminder here. A lot of people up in here. We got to stay over 50% likes. So if you haven't had a chance, make sure you like the stream, subscribe, notification bell, follow everybody, all the things. All right, Rising Stars 2. Let's just look at MGLE, which I actually thought this was going to be more expensive to get the Devin Booker, but this is a good reminder. You can get a Russell Westbrook MGLE for under 700, which, I don't know if that's a good buy or not. 645 right here. But Russ is going ham right now. And usually I thought the metallic gold would be over 10K to complete. It looks like it's up 4% overnight. Like, yeah, you can see Russell Westbrook having a 9% increase. Trae Young having a 4% increase. But yeah, 7,400. And then let's look at the hollow real quick, and then we'll stop looking at challenges. The Kawhi over 12K. So you're seeing Russ is up across the board. And part of that is probably because he's involved in a challenge. But also, man, Victor Oladipo. Oh, I'm out on Victor. That's where I'm at. I'm excited to see what he looks like. Oh, Noah. See, it goes back to the collector thing, right? So it might be negative EV to complete it, but completing challenges is the only way to earn a first owner challenge moment. Sentiment value. Yeah, it's a collector thing. Yeah, let's look at Steph. Let's look at old Steph's 3 right now. I do think so, right? When the challenge is over, I do think it'll come down, which again, this is we should talk about seeing stars a little bit too after this, but yeah, he's down to 975. I just think this is a cool moment. And again, as these serials get higher and higher, it's almost like it's a callback to LeBron's 3. He's on the same team as LeBron. It's that's sick. It's so fun. And then we still get to see the interaction with LeBron. So LeBron's still in the highlight, which is always worth something, right? So yeah, I think it does come down, and then I think I'm going to get it. All right, let's look at seeing stars right now. Oops, sorry, guys. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. All right. Tom Silva said, I wish Top Shot added like a collection of rewards for when you have like 10, 50, 100 moments. It's probably something like that down the line, or like what Ken says, would love challenge reward badges. Yeah, all interesting. Dan, who do we think wins MVP? Who wins Rookie of the Year? Which teams do we think go deep in the playoffs? These are the types of plays to make now in the down market for some playoff and postseason ROI. Man, I think this is sharp, and this is what we've been saying, right? This is the drum we've been banging for the last few weeks, is like, think about and I would say even someone who finishes second or third in MVP is someone we should be considering, and someone who finished second and third in Rookie of the Year, because what's going to happen as we get to the end of the season, every podcast, every segment on SportsCenter, every blog, and every stupid video like this, we're going to be sitting here debating who's going to win MVP, who's going to be Rookie of the Year. So then we're going to be talking about dudes like Jokic, Harden, Jimmy Butler, Dame Lillard. Like, that's just going to be the discourse over and over and over again. And then same thing with Rookie of the Year, because I think a lot of people right now have made up their mind that Anthony Edwards is Rookie of the Year. LaMelo got hurt, so Ant's obviously the guy. And he's got a slight lead right now, but I don't think it's out of the question that someone like Halliburton sneaks in, quickly sneaks in, or Patrick Williams sneaks in, because all of those three dudes are on teams that are actually winning games right now or attempting to win games. And if you dive deep on the analytics on Anthony Edwards, it's not pretty. It's not great. Like, he's getting a lot of shots up because that's what he's required to do on the Timberwolves. But I think someone like Halliburton, who impacts the entirety of the game in a lot of different facets, or someone like Quickly, who's like a spark plug off the bench, or even someone like Patrick Williams, who's like a key cog in that team's playoff run, especially with Vooch now, if they go on a little run. Anyways, that's a long-winded answer to this question or this thought. And then when you think about the playoffs, right, we narrow it down to X amount of teams that are getting national television every single night. And again, like every segment, every podcast, everything is going to be about those guys. And I think this is sharp, Dan. I think this is sharp. So I'm here for it. John, do you think it's good that a lot of people are selling all the moments and leaving the market? Obviously, team MF hold. But I feel like it gets the paper hands out of the market, which shoots it up. Yeah, I think so. But I think as Top Shot continues to grow, we'll still see this, right? I mean, you're always going to have people that come in and want to flip. I think it's a little bit more aggressive right now, and it'll settle down at some point. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, what else we got? Shout out Frankie. Good to see you. Good to see Frankie in the chat in there. Taco Fall, LOL. All right, let's look at Seeing Stars as I get sidetracked to yell about MVP and Rookie of the Year for a second. So I've had a lot of talks with Greg and Dustin about this as well. Shout out Greg and Dustin. And I think I might be on the wrong side of this conversation, but I was kind of out on Seeing Stars. I was definitely out on the Seeing Stars challenge. It just wasn't. I understand going after KD and LeBron, but I think because it came out right around Rising Stars, I was like, I'm just going to go after that. But I think these are getting so cheap now that there is an argument of like, wait, I get to have a Chris Paul out of 10,000. Because as we can, and it's the first time they've done Seeing Stars. Maybe they do Seeing Stars every single year and you have the first. And then next year Seeing Stars is out of 20,000, and then 5 years is out of 100,000, whatever. So I do think there is some value embedded in there. And like these ones are priced up a little bit more. Obviously the Kevin Durant, right, is the reward, but Sabonis is at 100, which I believe Sabonis is still in the challenge. But the dudes that are in where the challenge has already ended, right? Like an Embiid 61. Embiid, who should have won MVP, but then got hurt. Devin Booker at 42. Julius Randle at 35. Tatum at 45. So we're starting to get to the point where like, are we supposed to be buying these right now? Like, is this long-term? And then it's kind of preparing me for when the second challenge of this ends. Like, should we be buying those? Because if the prices are going to dip so aggressively, you're saying you can get an all-star moment, an all-star player, which I care about that more than the Seeing Star insert type thing. But it is the first of it. And if they're going to do it every year, it's making me start to think like, oh, do we need to be thinking about this a little bit more? And by me, because I've been the one being like, this is stupid. We don't need to do this. So yeah, I'm curious on that. Yeah, Frankie says CP3 at a 10,000 mint price is only half the price of the 2021 rare version. I don't see the logic in the Seeing Star CP3. If you're looking to hold CP3, get the ASG now. Yeah, that's a good point too, right? It's a rare. Yeah. But I think so CP3 is probably not the best example, right? Yeah, maybe that's not the best example, but like, here's a good point. Levine for 42 because it was his first All-Star game. So I guess I'm talking more about the ones where the challenge has already ended. The challenge has already ended, and they're like very cheap. Like Bradley Beal, 38. The dude finally made an All-Star team. Harden sub 100, and he's going to be someone that's in the MVP conversation. That Levine's down to 36 now. So yeah, I don't think I'm trying to get them right now, but it is something that I'm like reevaluating my thought process on this. Like maybe I need to be thinking about how these values will, because short term, it doesn't feel like a win. Like if you're getting these now, it's like, okay, I'm holding these for a long time. Yeah. Sorry, Dominic. Oh man, this hurts. This hurts, Dominic. This hurts. Antfex says, I think it's becoming very clear for New Year's is that huge ROI flips is harder than they think, which hopefully switches their thought process to also participate in the marketplace. Yeah. I think, right. We're seeing there's still so much value in nailing a pack, right? Every time you get a pack, you're still seeing so much value. But I do think it's no longer like 25x if you hit a pack. we're now at like 8x or 7x, which is still great. You're still Xing. But yeah, I think it's the market's correcting a little bit faster than it was in the past, I'll say. So great point. Great point. All right, make sure we're liking the stream. Just a reminder, because we're seeing a bunch of new people and we love to see that. And if you look in the show notes, you can follow us on Twitter, jump in the Discord, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's making me reevaluate the seeing stars stuff a little bit more. I think I need to adjust the thought process, which is kind of what's been fun about this, the evolvement of Top Shot for me, and particularly, I'm just realizing I didn't change the banner, and now you had to see my weird face for most of that. But what's been fun is see, there we go. You come up with like a thought process of like, okay, this is my strategy. This is how I'm attacking Top Shot. And then so much changes, right? Like so much changes over time. And I think the way to, honestly, this is advice for life. Sometimes you need to take an L, right? And this might be my L right here. Seeing stars might be my L moment. I might need to rethink this. I'm not saying that about the challenges, but I'm saying it about like where I thought the value was in this. So sometimes we just got to take an L and learn from our L's. And so I think our thought process and our strategy of how we attack the marketplace and how we collect and how we hold and sell, whatever, I think we have to be willing to like move off of these quite a bit. And the biggest lesson, I mean, I've been so focused on Series 1, which I do believe, but I think I sold very low on some Series 2 moments back when we were pumping, because I was like, Series 1 over Series 2 all day. When Series 3 comes out, Series 2 is going to be worth trash. But I don't think I fully captured the whole idea of like how our serial numbers are going to go up, where we're going from 15,000 to 35,000 to 150,000, you know? Anyways, what do you think a Series 1 release 10 unopened pack would sell for in today's market? So MJ Flipper, good question. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure like how much that would go for. A lot. I would think a lot. I feel like a few people recently though have gotten burned and have talked about it on like spending like huge money on a pack, and then when they open it, it's like, oh, this, I like lost $500 on this. So yeah, that's good. Good question though. Good question. We'd be curious what the chat thinks on that. Thank you. Thank you, Deep Threat. Taking L's helps you recalibrate. Frankie had to take an L yesterday to cultivate a W. Sold my 7,500 Durant for a loss for a series Seeing Stars Durant that's going up. That's true. And clearly it's going to be worth 69,420 soon. So have you seen the run of backpack openings? There used to be so many moments, and I think there were 2 rare moments in the pack. That's wild. That's the only pack I need. I know, man. I can't wait for the run it back. I'm so excited. I'm assuming they're going to do that in the off season, right? There was rumors that we were going to get a run of backpack in March or April. And then now they're saying it's probably going to happen not during the season, which makes sense, right? Because during the off season, you're going to get some downtime. And by being like, it being July, and they're like, hey, I know the finals are over, but how about a run of backpack? So I'm excited about that. Squeaky Tadpole, pretty scary when I never paid over 100 for any LeBron moments. LeBron months ago, I'm starting to look more every day when I was confident it would go up. Yeah, I still believe. I mean, I'm not worried about LeBron. Yeah, Philip K. So this is what I wanted to talk about today too. I completely forgot when I started going over the challenges here. We're gonna go full face for a little bit. I wanted to like almost do a temperature check with people in the chat. Like, how are we feeling? Because yesterday, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull up a comment from yesterday's stream because I thought there was something really funny, and this came up after the after the stream was over. I went back and took a look at something because I'm like, oh, what's the chat looking like? And I went back and looked at this. I want to make sure it's muted. Okay, great. This is going to be some real Inception shit. Real Inception shit right here. Because you're going to be like, oh, we're at a YouTube looking at another YouTube. All right, here we go. So this was the comment. It's going to fail. They should have created parameters for withdrawals to prevent people from withdrawing so liberally. See 1920 to 30 stock market crash. U.S. government set up limit taxes parameters on banks and stocks withdrawals. This is what I said. We are in full panic mode if we are comparing NBA Top Shot to the Great Depression. And that's I wanted to check how people are feeling, right? Because I think if we're comparing it to the Great Depression, we all need to pump the brakes a little bit, right? This is not the Great Depression. I'm not worried about 10 years of solace in the United States because the marketplace is down right now. But I am curious, like, how people are feeling, because I know the market, you know, I went on vacation and the market tanked for a few days, and I'm back. And I came back, and then all of a sudden they got $300 million. So I'm not saying there's a direct correlation, but pay me. But how are we feeling? Because sure, the market's still not up, and if you got in February, you probably took a licking. But with the money coming in, are we starting to feel a little bit better? Yeah, Antfex is like right up. Yeah. And then Eden makes a good point. They set up withdrawal parameters and dudes cried about it. Yeah. So, all right. It seems like everyone is a little bit okay. Good point. Ruben saying, feeling good. I hope prices dip a little bit more so we can buy more Series 1 moments. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. So like, if you believe in this, right? If you believe in this platform, this is a pretty good opportunity to scoop some stuff that you were like, when you get in February and you saw some of the prices on these things, you're like, oh, I'm never going to be able to afford one of these moments. Hopefully I nail a pack or something, right? And now you're seeing these moments that have come down so much. You're like, hey, maybe I can scoop some stuff. And the Jokic Series 1 is real. That's what I want. I want that base moment. And this is like the biggest thing, right? Like, you have to be at a point where you're not putting in money you can't lose, right? Because it's too scary and you shouldn't be risking it on stuff like this. And Craig, this is the best point. Not the Great Depression, but we are depressed. I think that is an astute observation. That's great. Cameron says, what attracted us to Top Shot and the feeling we get from buying and selling moments is exactly what will attract new users. Optimistic about future. We say that every time we do a pack opening, right? Every time we do a pack opening, it doesn't matter if you rip 3 Dwayne Bacons, you're still excited. Like, the music starts, the pack's jiggling and wiggling. We're having a good time, right? And I do think, right, and Dunbar's been saying this, you've been saying it in the chat, like, when the playoffs start cracking and all of a sudden they're not in beta anymore, and although that's probably not when the playoffs happen, but when we start seeing advertisements and stuff, wow, did you guys catch that? Just bit my lips so hard. That's going to be fun to go back and look at. But yeah, I do. We're still so freaking early, and I get it, right? I get it. It sucks when you saw something that was worth, like, my account was worth like 80,000 and now it's worth like 25,000, and that sucks. I don't want to see it go down, but whatever, it's long term. I wasn't taking the money out anyways, because we're hodl. Prediction on the next bull run tomorrow, Trav. It's going to be tomorrow. No, I don't know. My guess would be the playoffs. That would be my guess. OG says, currently buying all 15K or lower cereal that are under $15. I feel like those prices will go up in the future. Yeah, I mean, this is what I mean about adjusting strategies too. Like, I was out on Series 2 and just going after Series 1, but now when you think like they're under 15,000, like, that's gonna look so low in the future. So yeah, I'm with you. And Frozen Death says, I'm looking at the moments like baseball cards. Rookies and LE is what I'm chasing. I want that quickly, waiting for it to dip into the 500 range. Yeah, but let's talk about rookies a little bit too. I think if you think the rookie is good, this is what I'd push back, Frozen to Death. So were you chasing? You're saying, but you still need the player to be good, right? So you're not trying to get like, well, I'm trying to think of a bad example of a bad like baseball player. Like, you don't want, how thrilled are you if you have Jackie Bradley Jr.'s rookie, right? Because like Jackie Bradley Jr., serviceable player, won in a World Series, but like how much value does that have right now, I guess is what I'm saying. Quickly, I think, is a different story. Emmanuel Quickly plays for the New York Knicks, spark plug off the bench. I mean, no one freaks out about basketball like the New York media, and the New York fandom. So I'm all with you. I'm with you in the Quickly. I want that to dip some more so I can go grab it. Deep Threat makes a good point. I don't think having most of the beta testers being underwater is optimal. Sure, I get that. Hodl until MJ's first moment. Good Lord, can you imagine? Yeah, we the people, we did talk about Russ Westcott. He's gone up a little bit too. But I was actually surprised. At first, when I was thinking about it as he was putting up stats the last like 48 hours, I was like, wow, Russ is going to really go up. But do you think we're all just like used to this because we've seen it before? Yeah. Wow. Philip K. Philip K is coming in hot this morning. This is early to be talking about Creamin', I guess, is where I'm at. NBA rookies wash out too often to heavily invest. That's where I'm at. Like, I'm I watch a lot of basketball, but I'm still an idiot, so keep that in mind. But I am targeting rookies that I think are going to be like impactful players. So I know like Peyton Pritchard's going for a lot right now. Let's are you guys done with full face? Should we go back to Top Shot? Share screen. Let's get out of the face. Like Pritchard is someone who was going for like 400 at one point. I think he's at 300 at 295. And again, I'm a Celtics fan, although maybe not for long. And like he's a good rotation player, but I don't think I'm not expecting him to be like a stud. You know what I mean? So I'm more on like the Emmanuel Quickly's, Isaiah Stewart, who I really do think is going to be an impactful dude as we continue to move. Obviously Halliburton, Edwards, Wiseman. I think people are sleeping on Wiseman right now. Thanks, Eden. There was another comment that I wanted to get in on. Damn it. Oh, I missed it. I was like, definitely talk about this next. Oh, Warren. Yeah, let's go talk about PJ. Boy, oh boy. PJ just taking dumps on me lately. Down to 205, which, you know, we like, but I invested real money into him last night on Daily Fantasy Sports because I was like, oh, they're going to go small against the Wizards. The Wizards have no big. PJ's going to eat. And then my dude got 2 fouls in like 17 seconds. And then he didn't even close the game for him. I think he only played 23 minutes with 5 points and 5 rebounds. Just punch me in the face, PJ. No, I'm not scared. He's still young. He's going to have bad games. LaMelo's out. I think a lot of his usage is going to be tied to LaMelo because he just makes everybody around him better. And now you're seeing Terry Rozier and Hayward like really step up, but it's not the same type of playmaking that you get with PJ. I'm still very high on PJ, but yeah, I am 2 bad games in a row. The old kick in the peen. Should have went Miles. God damn it. I know. Yeah, I'm going to push back on this Colin box breaks. But, you know, thanks for commenting. We love that. Wiseman is playing on a good team, and he's the only rookie outside of Emmanuel Quickly that's playing on the good team and expected to make like winning basketball plays. If you put Wiseman and Anthony Edwards role and the dudes, he'd put up huge numbers. He'd put up like 20 and 14 on a shit team. I mean, maybe that's aggressive. Maybe not 20 and 14, but he'd be putting up big numbers. But he's not. He's expected to like rotate on defense. He's expected to make winning plays with Draymond Green screaming at him. He's got Steph Curry. Like I trust the Warriors, and like Wiseman is going to be really good. If Wiseman keeps dipping like this, like holy shit, his out of 4K moment is 660. I think this is a mistake. Because as Curry and Clay age, they're going to need Wiseman to take on a bigger role in order for them to continue to succeed. Because we're about to see Draymond. You know, Draymond's not going to age gracefully in basketball, I don't think. So, I'm on Wiseman. I wouldn't be surprised if Quickly gets Rookie of the Year, especially if the Knicks actually make the playoffs. Yeah, I think so. I think Halliburton has a really good case. I think Halliburton, what they've done, especially what the Kings are doing right now, how he's able to play off Fox pretty easily, and he does everything well. He does every single thing well. And if somehow the Kings make a little run, finish in the 10-9 seed, get to play some playoff games, I don't know. I'd go Halliburton, Quickly, Edwards. That's how I'd rank him. And Patrick Williams needs to be talked about too. He's not going to put up great stats, but yeah, that's where I'm at. All right, we'll chill for like 10 more minutes. So if you got more questions, fire them in there. If you haven't had an opportunity to like the stream, please like the stream. It gets more eyeballs on this. We'd love for you to follow us at Top Shot Takes or follow me at Mike Zakarian. You can find that in the show notes. And then also join the Discord. The Discord is bopping, so come on in here. Yeah, Jonah, you're right. Kings are on a run too. De'Aaron Fox. Let's just look up De'Aaron Fox because that dude's like averaging 60 points right now. And he's someone who's constantly disrespected on this site. $10 for his 35K moment. Hey, if you're new and you're like, I just want to buy something fun, $10. $10 for De'Aaron Fox. 25 for his 15K moment. That's not his first moment, right? His first moment's down here for 680. First moment on the site. Man, I love that the badges are here so I don't have to like check dates and shit. 680 for his first moment. Yeah, I love De'Aaron Fox, man. He's such a fun basketball player. All right, what else we got? Do something likable. Ooh, great point. How about I shared your comment. So there you go. What's your first team all rookie? All right, give me Emmanuel Quickly, Give me Tyrese Halliburton. Give me Patrick Williams. Oh, I want Anthony. You got to put Anthony Edwards on it, even though I don't love it. And then, all right, we need one more. I really like Isaiah Stewart, so I'm gonna put Isaiah Stewart on there. Although he's probably the one that gets left off, and maybe they throw. I don't even know who else they'd throw on that list. Who am I missing? Campazzo. Ooh, Cole Anthony. Let's look at Cole Anthony's prices too. You know, I like Cole Anthony, but now that they've moved off all of those guys, you're going to see, is Hampton on the site yet too? No, not yet, right? Hampton's going to get a lot of run too because, you know, the Magic are now going to be in full rebuild mode. So you're going to see a lot of these rookies put up stats. Wow, 259 for that first moment. And let's look at Okeke too, who looked awesome last night. That's true. Maybe the Magic start just playing their rookies 30 minutes a game. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Man, I hate the Morris twins, though. This is the problem, Aman. I'll look it up for you, but I don't like them. How much can I flip this for realistically? See, this is the thing I would say, though. I think right now is a tough time to flip. Wow, that DeAndre Hunter Rising Star 143. Holy crap. I think right now is a tough time to flip because you're just seeing everything go down. Oh, yeah, my bad, guys. LaMelo. I forgot about LaMelo. It's because he's hurt. Yeah, I don't know if Wiseman's making the all-rookie team right now, though. I believe in Wiseman long-term. I don't know if he's making the team, though. Yeah, I don't know if I don't feel comfortable giving you a number on this because the market's just so low right now. It's hard. Oh, dude, look at this love in here, RA Superstar. Thank you. Sadiq Bey, too. Great call. Oh, Dominic, you're too good. Dominic's too good. Always in here. An OG in there. Campazzo did truck Ben Simmons. You're absolutely right. That was wild. You think Simmons was flopping? You think he was looking for a call there? Ooh, how deep will the Grizz go? Man, we need to see them with Triple J back, right? We need Jaren Jackson Jr. back on the court, and then I think we'll get a better idea of what that's going to look like. I like them, though. They're frisky, man. Desmond Bane is fun. Let's look at Xavier Tillman's price on this site. He's someone I might buy today. He's not going to be like a superstar I don't think he'll ever be a superstar, but he's going to be like a real role player in the playoffs if they make a run. He's like a nice big that comes off the bench. He's only 149. Wow. For his rookie moment. I'm not saying go get him. That's not financial advice. I just like Xavier Tillman. Can you explain to me how the minted not in packs works for Series 1 cards? Will those cards, will those moments then only have quantities to what is already owned? I don't know if I can explain this accurately. The only thing that I can talk about is, so I own some of the Eastern Conference Finals moments I've got from Series 1. So I have like a Bam Adebayo, and I've got a Kemba Walker and a Jaylen Brown. And my understanding is that none of those packs got out there or they weren't purchased. So they burned a lot of those moments. And because they burned them, it changes like how many of those are available. Like, so if you have 339 out of like 600, even though say they burned 300 of those, it's not like it does, because it's on the blockchain, you still have the same moment. You know what I'm saying? So like 300 is too aggressive, but say you have 339 out of 600 and they burn 100 of them and all 100 were below 339, that doesn't move you down to 239. I think the moment's just like no longer exists. Now, I have to say, as I just explained that, I only feel like 48% confident in how I explain that. So if someone in the chat has a better understanding for that, fire away. Or I'll look that up today and give you better information tomorrow. So I apologize if I answered that poorly. I'm like waiting to scroll down in the chat and to see like a bunch of slam dunks on me. Yeah. Brandon Clark, I like. The Brandon Clark moment of this, I actually really like. Michael Mulder, I'm not super high on. Yeah, Triple J, baby, Jaren Jackson Jr. Considering how you feel about Edwards, if you owned his Rising Star, would you cash it in for 3,500 of different assets, or is this moment so special that you would even just hold? So, wow, great question. Here's what I would say. Because don't like just believe what I believe. If you believe in Anthony Edwards, right? If you believe in Anthony Edwards to go on to be like a multi All-Star, I think you probably hold on to this moment because this moment's pretty sick. So if you believe in that and you believe in the platform, I think you probably hold. Even if I didn't believe in him, as like, even if me, the way I believe in Anthony Edwards, I think I might hold this. The other thing I would say, I don't know if, I don't know. I think I'm probably holding here. Unless you are like, I know what I would do with this $3,500 and I like know exactly what I would go buy, then I understand it a little bit better. So I would have a plan ready to go. But I think I'm probably team hold on this one. What's up, Stag? What about Oladipo? Is he playing? I don't know if they've announced that they're playing at all yet. I'm not sure. Fortnite gamers in the chat. Burning a moment is basically destroying the metadata code that gives the visual rep of the moment by burning your lower population count. Overall number remains the same, but you can run into a situation like 300 out of 250. So, okay, in the example of like if they burned 300 out of 600 and you had 305 or something like that. I'm holding on to Blake Griffin's first dunk moment. Yeah, man, Blake's they input some HGH. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Blake looks alive again, right? Blake looks alive. I like it. Man, let's look at Vince Carter's moment. God, I don't even want to know the price of it because I almost got it when it was like 600. Now it's moving moment for 3. Dude, it's 2K, Pat. It's 2K, baby. If you were ready to buy it for 3K, and now I'm telling you it's 2K, go buy it, sir. Go buy it. Go get that. More combo on Anthony Edwards. He's like a Zion with a potentially longer career. I think AE can play his game longer than Zion can play just due to his size. No, it's true. I mean, Anthony Edwards, like raw talent. The dude is a freak, right? But yeah, I think wow, some weird stuff happened in the chat now. No, I think you're right. Listen, if you believe in it, if you believe in Anthony Edwards, you hold. He's young. All right, good stuff in here. Good stuff in here. I think we're gonna wrap. Up. This was a great stream, guys. A last call for questions if you got any more. As Pakistani mom in Italy, you got this. Y'all got this. Edwards equals Isaiah Ryder. Wow, what a take by Kyle K. What an absolute monster take. I'm a little bit higher on him than Isaiah Ryder, I think. Eden says, in my opinion, bots brought the market down on purpose so that the whales could force panic sales. I've seen this before. Interesting. So you think the whales are the bots? I like it. Yeah, I like this. There's a lot of talk about the Series 1 stuff too, but I'm still high. Oh, Jaden McDaniels. I like Jaden McDaniels quite a bit, Jake, at Silver Lake. Jaden McDaniel, I kind of wanted him to get traded at the deadline because I know the Wolves were getting active, but 249, I really like him a lot. Is Sam Merrill? I mean, I don't know. I don't love Sam Merrill, but totally up to you. If you think he's going to figure some shit out, totally up to you. Wow. I'm learning a lot about the bots in the chat. How many pre-orders do we think sold? I'm not sure. Did they announce that number? I'm probably like 400,000 at least, right? Yeah, Celtics play. Actually, yeah, let's talk a little bit about tonight's action and then we'll get out of here. Talk a little bit about tonight's action. We've got the Celtics at Nets Rockets will be fun. Celtics Mavs, which won't be fun if you're a Celtics fan. Heat Pacers. Knicks Timberwolves. I guess we get to see Quickly and Edwards go against each other tonight. And then Lakers Bucks, but that's not as exciting. I mean, I guess Drummond's exciting. Kings are playing the Spurs. I'm actually excited to watch that game. That's probably my League Pass game of the night because that's going to be a fast game. Are you in or buying up the Rising Stars? I will say I am completing the Zion Rising Star. So this is where I'm at right here. I got everybody but Denny. I still got to scoop the Denny. I like the Rising Stars. I mean, I know the prices are going to dip after the challenge is over, but I'm so high on Zion, man. Zion is going to average probably 30 the rest of the way out. In his last 3 games, he's put up 105 points. Like, Zion is a freaking monster, and they're finally just like letting him cook. You know, get everybody out of the way. You can't stop him. He's so good. And as his playmaking gets a little bit better and he starts picking up some peripheral stats too, the dude is just a monster. Like, he's going to lead the league in scoring. He's going to win an MVP. Like, he's so good. He's so good. All right, what else? We got to get out of here. Thoughts on Kevin Porter Jr.? Yeah, I got to take an L because I thought he was out of the league and he looks awesome right now. You know what? A deep threat. I don't think the Pacers are undervalued anymore. Sabonis is undervalued. We are going to look up Sabonis. This is what you get, a deep threat. This is what you get. Sabonis is undervalued. That dude's so good. And he's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. Where's his first moment? 165. What are we doing, people? What are we doing? All right, everyone. This was awesome. Thanks for hanging out today. This was a lot of fun. The chat was fire. I appreciate you all being here because otherwise it's me talking to myself into a camera and I run out of stuff to say in like 12 minutes. So without you guys, this wouldn't be fun. So please, continue to hang out, continue to hold, baby. And make sure you follow us at Top Shot Takes. Jump in the Discord. It's in the show notes. You can find that. Toss the like on the YouTube. There we go. That's what we're talking about. And then we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. And then the three of us, the Top Shot Takes crew, will be back again soon. We got fun announcements coming the later of the week. So get excited. Hope everybody has, a lovely day. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.